I want to share with you great advice how you should think about an attack in volleyball, what you should do to increase your chances to be successful and score more points. Hi, I'm Jiri Popelka, VolleyCountry founder. You can find volleyball advice, tips and exercises on our YouTube channel. We all know that the attack brings us the most points in volleyball. Without a good attack, it's very difficult to win a match. We will not score as many points on the serve or on the block as on the attack. Your team can make 5 aces, 10 kill blocks per match, but attack can bring you 40 or more points every single game. That's why we focus on attack a lot in training. That's why if you are a professional player and you make a lot of points in attack, you can expect a lot of money from famous Italian or Russian club. I will share with you amazing advice from Olympic winner, so keep watching until the end and don't skip any step. I will focus on advice for spikers and opposites. I know what I'm going to talk about. I played in both positions with the national team at the World Championship. I enjoyed to play as opposite and also to score points as a spiker. I have traveled the world with volleyball. I played professional leagues on several continents, and everywhere the attack played a major role. It doesn't matter if you play in the US, Italy, Russia or the Super League in Brazil. It doesn't matter if Ivan Zaitsev is standing against you at the Olympics or your friend from high school. If you want to win as a team, you should attack better than your opponent. You need to get as many points as possible by attacking. Sure, you can just rely on an attack. We have other volleyball skills that need to be mastered. Speaking of attack, without a decent reception and good setter, you can think of high percentage in an attack after reception. Also, if you have to attack every time 2 meters from the net against triple block, you won't be very successful and you won't probably make many points by attacking. Every world volleyball school has a different approach to attacking. Brazilian, Italian, Japanese, Russian and Polish schools have their specifics. This is most evident in senior national teams and the European Cups. Post matches we can watch in the halls, on the internet or on television. There are the biggest differences in attack. For example, some teams have spikers and opposites with more than 2 meters, bombers attacking with maximum power when spiking. On the other hand, for example, the Japanese national team usually has to deal with smaller players and a clever game on an attack. Also, some teams have exceptional players, stars, killers, point machines, such as Leon Zaitsev, Matt Anderson and Erwin Engapet, who are the leaders of their teams in the attack, and teams are expecting from them to make 20 or more points per match. As you know, we can attack powerfully outside the block, into the fingertips of the block, technically into the direction, tip behind the block, use power tip. We also spike into diagonal, sometimes along the line. We allow ourselves a strike diagonal against a single block. We are looking for a long attacks when we face triple block, or we are searching for a worse blocker or a player with a lower jump on the block. When we are attacking, we can simply choose from several options and find the right solution in attack from sets to score a point. Every player has his strong or preferred attack, an attack he or she uses in a difficult moment, a spike or direction player trusts himself, an attack to which he can generate the maximum strength of his body. This spike usually aims into the dominant direction of attack. In the vast majority of cases it's a diagonal. Coaches around the world also teach the players to spike into diagonal. There is more space in the diagonal, a better chance of getting a point than on the line, which we should play over the shoulder and not turned into the line. Therefore, in order to be successful in attack, we need to control several types of attacks. The more types we know, the better. For this advice, I also assume that most attackers will not be over 2 meters, will not jump 360 centimeters and above. Players that won't have a powerful spike like Georgi Grozev. I'm also talking mostly about attacks in ideal conditions with perfect sets where you can choose where and how to attack. I'm not talking about sets far from the net or low sets. I'm speaking about fast sets where you have ball in ideal position. I know from my own experience that if you play against an opponent who doesn't know you, opponent that doesn't know your game by statistics, you can be successful in one match only with the one type of attack. You can only spike the whole match into diagonal and you can be successful. But if you play with the same opponent for the second time, expect that he will know where you are attacking and he will block you your diagonal. Sure, you can try to attack line whole match again, but it's not usually that simple. I mostly attacked to diagonal. I had power almost like Grosser, with a height of over 2 meters and a quick set from a good setter. I could afford it, but even my strategies and diagonal attacks have not always been effective. One type of attack wasn't enough against all opponents. Smart teams and coaches knew about my preferred attack direction, and I had tough times. My beloved diagonal was sometimes completely closed. So how should you attack? First, you need to control several types of attacks that you can use. You can survive without having a few weapons under control. Just a sharp diagonal or a long line will not be enough. Now you can ask me, okay, so what is the best way to attack or type of attack? I will advise you what I learned from Goran Vujevic, with whom I played in Italian Serie A1. He won the Olympics. He wasn't the attacker or beast like Leon, but he was a very complex player in all skills. Goran had an incredible hand and strong wrist. Even when peppering in pairs, you could expect his attacks to go straight to your hands. He almost never missed. His spikes were beautifully rotated. He had the ball under absolute control. During the game he used all possible types of attack. Once he attacked hard, the second time he tipped the ball to the block expecting cover. The third time he used the block to score a point. Fast sets, high sets, pipe, attacks from position 2. In all these situations he had several variants of how to attack in both directions. But what was almost the rule for him? He practically never attacked twice in the same way. If he attacked a sharp diagonal, his next attack aimed to other place. When he made a point hitting the line, another attack went elsewhere. You probably know where I'm going. He didn't repeat the attack. His spikes were unpredictable. But don't take my word for it. I don't advise you to change direction immediately after each successful attack. I'm not telling you you can't attack the line twice in a row, don't attack twice in the same place. Rather, I give you an idea of how to think about an attack. Not only you, but also your opponent is thinking about your attack. Opponent coach and players will try to stop you, to block you. If you attack to the same place several times in a row, there is a good chance that a block or defense in the field will wait for you. But if you are unpredictable, if you threaten several types of attacks each time, your opponent will find it much harder to block you or defend you, and your chances of gaining a point will be better. Moreover, you will be ready for a situation when your opponent will block your favorite attack all the time. You will have another attacks at your disposal to score a point. So this is my advice on how to think about an attack. Try to be unpredictable. Learn and master many types of attack when spiking from different positions to both directions. I believe that once you develop this state of mind, supported by many attack variations, it will help you become a much better attacker. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.